I'm like, can you give me a real kiss? Like, child, my little minis turning into little stinkers. Are we tagged?
So we live?
Andrea.
Do you see us?
Yep.
All right. Hey, so
I don't see it.
Dan.
Oh, you caught me talking about my kids up there.
Woo, that's good. Well, I'm here again with Shay and Andrea from Champion Title. What's up, ladies?
Hi.
Good to see you. How was your weekend?
It was amazing.
Good,
Awesome.
relaxing.
So,
I went from one room to the next and back to the other room.
yeah, I posted that I let my kids walk to school on Friday. They were, it was really good.
I finished Ozark and I'm
if you see the kids in the yard with scissors, don't mind them. They're on a field trip.
Actually, that's a good idea. Give me our activity. I finished Ozark and I'm not okay, so I need some. I'm recovering.
I'm only on season 1 of that.
Oh, someone has it up on their.
I know. I'm pulling it down. Oh my God. I'm off. I turned it off.
Pro tip, girl. Pro tip. Wait, what season are you on?
Only one.
Oh God, you gotta catch up.
I know. Hey, so tell me, I know big things are happening over there at Title. Tell us what you're doing. Tell us about Ron. Tell us about your new drive-through. Tell us, I'll have your, I do have your owners and attorneys and badass women coming on Thursday. So
right on.
Thursday, hold on.
That'll be a good one. I'll watch.
What is it? Nope, it's Tuesday, tomorrow. So I have the woman on
back
Tuesday.
to back.
Nice. So yeah, tell us about it. What do you have going on?
I'll take the jump on this. So we've been doing the RON closings since the beginning of the year when the remote online notarization came about, which basically means instead of Shay or I or any of the notaries using the actual physical stamp on a document, we're able to actually use services that have an online notarization stamp. And so very similar to where, they're still verifying the identification of the person signing, going through all of those checks, and then the seal on the document is actually references that it's a remote online notarization instead of an in-person notarization. So those are still working, but it doesn't work for every single closing. So a lot of lenders are still not accepting that form of notary. And a lot of clients don't have the technology they need. You've got to have a computer that can access certain software. So the backup option for that was what we were calling our curbside, which was an elevated version of the mobile closing. So you've probably seen, at least I know you have, Dan, but Shay's done a bunch and posted some videos where we're doing this curbside closing. She's gloved up and got the hand sanitizer out, maintaining, the 6 feet of distance, taking safety into consideration with those closings, but then she's actually still physically stamping as a notary. So even some people are a little sketched out with that. So then we have another level of that curbside closing, which is where the client comes to the door of the vehicle and holds their ID up. So there's always a piece of glass, kind of like if you've ever had to go to the Publix lately or anything like that, they've all got their new glass shields up, to protect from that interaction. Well, this one now, my office over there at the downtown location has a really cool window. And I think it started from an actual meme where people were doing a closing through the bank window. So the person was in the drive-through of the bank and then the teller was in there actually doing the closing with the documents. So we decided that we would convert my window there at the office that's kind of on that drive up if you've been there, Dan.
Yes.
And so we're going to do drive-through closings now. And that started this week.
How awesome is that? So are you wearing your, I know that Dan Pacheco gave a shout out and said he wants to see you girls in the Halloween outfits while you guys are.
Oh yeah. And the Jess and Sarah and the two broke girls, you and your trap queen. I didn't dress up, so I'll just be myself maybe. I'll do something real good.
Girls, we got to get a picture of them coming out of the window.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's awesome. So you guys, I know from talking to you, you guys haven't experienced any real delays or setbacks on your end, right? But what have you seen industry wide?
I know Shay's got a personal experience as far as, some deals falling apart and some financing flying through. That obviously causes a delay that we then have to coordinate with all the parties because, we're the ones right up in the middle of it. And for recording times and things like that, we really haven't seen too much of pushback. There are some counties and cities, St. Cloud has shut down operations for lien searches. So we have had a little bit of time delay there with being able to get a payoff or see if there is any liens on the property. So we've got documents in place that I'm sure Jess and Sarah, our attorneys, can cover more in depth with you tomorrow with the legal advice side of things. But those documents kind of cover over those issues that we can still close, but they'll let you know exactly what the ins and outs are by using a document like that, what it's going to do for the actual client or the closing.
So what kind of Shay? So you elaborate on that.
Yeah, a lot of the
a lot of good stuff, but you have seen some delays, not on title side, but on
no, not on title.
whether
In the
county,
fortunate,
city, mortgage, real estate.
It was more on the lending side just because the buyer was a foreign national. I'm not really the verbiage on that. I can't speak for the lending side, but I know it's a lot of the non-QM foreign national market. And fortunately enough for us, we do, being, attorney owned and managed, we can, advise our attorneys. I had Sarah on email immediately with she was the listing agent, but a buyer and listing agent for the other home. So it was 2 homes, 4 families, and then I had an agent on 3 sides of it. So it's kind of crazy. So wow. The buyers financing, the banks just halted. We couldn't get anything. And fortunately for us, we do that concierge service. So I was on the phone with as many lenders as I could think of while the agent was also helping, and it was even her client, but she was helping everyone on that side too. So it was a teamwork. And right now I think that's what we're seeing is how closely people are working with their vendors and leaning on us and us helping, and it being a really big, teamwork effort for anything. If there is something that's shaky or falling apart, we're getting ahead on files and making sure everyone's set up for Ron if they can. If not, what are your options?
It's great too, because you guys are not like I notice, and you ladies seem like you're not just like the face of Champion or out there like, hey, you want to use
no
us?
we work it.
You guys are actually on the phones and really trying to make shit happen. So that's awesome. And I'm sure
we do make shit happen. Come on, Dan.
I'm sure the agents you have really respect that too, because that's awesome just to see you guys getting in there and working. So
that's the fortunate part. We are allowed to do that hands-on work and be that liaison between anyone, and our closers are amazing, and we work alongside them. And we're so lucky right now. We're the blessed ones that are still busy, and we're also still putting that into our community because we are charity centric as well. So because we are still working and still doing this, we're able to help our people that we help in the community as well. So that's been a big thing that we've seen as well.
Andrea,
Yep.
I know your background before coming with Champion was dealing with a lot of investors and wholesalers and that kind of world. What are you seeing on that side? Has there been kind of a little bit of a stall there, or people putting their money?
I mean, I don't think they're having the normal setbacks that you would with the traditional lending, because obviously you don't go that route with the investment and wholesale channels as much as you would with, your residential market. So I think there's a lot of opportunity, and I think there's huge opportunity for people that work in that space like you do to capitalize on some of the deals that are going to be coming up, especially right now with the deals. What we used to always say, if something falls through and you have to take it down personally. So what about some of these financing deals? I mean, we've got agents that are like, I'm trying to save this. What can you guys do? Can you help us with this? We already reached out to the lender, see if they can help with anything. So there might be some opportunities there on some of those where traditional financing falls through and someone can come through as an investment and scoop through.
And if I am a real estate investor, or I am a real estate wholesaler, and that's the business that I am in, how can Champion help me?
Well, one of the things that I always heard from my guys in that channel, that lane, is that the closing process can be very dicey or tricky if you're working with a closing company that doesn't know how to do a simul closing. So the simultaneous closings or blind closings, and presenting the closing to where, number one, financially it makes sense because you've got almost 2 transactions happening at the same time. You don't want to just double up on closing fees. So having a way to a company that, notices that and can work with you on that, that's one thing. The other would be, obviously, in those types of situations, you want to make sure that the paperwork's right. You want to make sure there's no outstanding liens, judgments, anything that come back, permits, or if there is all of a sudden some huge, big, permit or judgment that needed to be taken care of, there's probably something that we can do to help pull that down a lot. And so that would be a smaller portion.
So you're very familiar. So you guys are very familiar with using that avenue. And then I know, Shay, on the marketing side, you guys have really been helping a lot of your clients out too, as far as just kind of, I don't know, tell me.
And it's building their brand as well, and showcasing their brand, and us, working with how they operate. We fit into their box, however that works. So like she said, the boutique and concierge side of us, we get to do the marketing and hybrid it with the attorney work. So it's a really good hybrid of the both, the fun stuff and also the really serious. We can, we get it done. Sure.
Man, that's awesome. So kind of like a one-stop shop over there at Champion. And if I'm in a bind and I need an attorney, guess what? You got one, right?
We got a few.
Depends on what you want. Yeah, I mean, I'll you can throw your Don's way if you got some,
And what cities or towns or parts of Central Florida is Champion in now?
Shay?
I was gonna say Winter Garden.
Listen, I want to see how many she can knock off.
Hold on, I've got all like Winter Garden and West, and then Nona, Winter Park, Winter Springs, where?
Oviedo/Winter
Oviedo.
Okay, yeah. Winter Park. We have Winter Park, Maitland, the downtown office. Yeah. Lake Nona. We are kind of getting more up into the Lake Mary, Volusia, DeLand. We've also got satellite offices out that way that we can sign at. It pays to have attorneys that have attorney friends who constantly will let us sign anywhere in any closing room, conference room, as long as we, ask ahead of time. So there's nowhere that we can't close, especially with the remote online notarization being made accessible to us January 1 of this year. That really opens up, a wide range. As long as someone has a computer with a camera, we can go from there.
And that's the beauty of it. I have a team right now, and they prospect everywhere. I mean, they have listings all the way up in Ormond down to Sorrento and wherever. They're everywhere. So they know immediately that we can, call up one of our partners up in Ormond Beach and open up an office, and we accommodate remote, and I drive out to anywhere because they're my clients, and I have a really good partnership with them. So that's the beauty of having.
And for those virtual investors and virtual wholesalers, virtual real estate agents, I know that not only statewide you guys do, but I think being attorney owned, and correct me if I'm wrong, I can ask Jess and Sarah this, but you guys can do stuff all around the nation, can't you?
If it's not somewhere we're set up to do a closing, we definitely have a partner that we refer out to within our same underwriter. So same guidelines and things like that would apply.
Okay, cool. So if I'm if I have someone in South Florida and they're like, hey, your title company's in Orlando, I'm not driving there, I want you to use my title company. We can combat that by saying,
you don't have to drive there. We totally will set it up down there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So you guys will go virtual, you guys will go remote.
Mobile, anything, yeah.
Drive-through window, babe. I think we're the only ones that got the drive-through window right now.
Man, well, I love you guys. I'm so happy when I have you on. We need to make this like a regular, maybe make
I'm into it. We could do our little champ update.
I want to see, Dan, I don't know if you already have someone lined up for it, but I'd like to know more about, what our inspectors are doing, on your walkthroughs and things along those lines.
Yeah. So what I can do is there's an inspector that inspected some properties for me. Oh, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I've been home since the 13th. My wife doesn't let me out of the house. My father-in-law walks
Is she
out.
okay? Do we need to?
Yeah.
My father-in-law said he walks outside in his yard and he sprays Lysol everywhere he walks. So he sprays.
So waste of Lysol.
But yeah, so I'll reach out. There's an inspector that I've done business with on the investment side, and he's an investor himself. So I'll reach out to him and I'll see if I can get him on here and
Just wondering, I know some of this always boils down to your clients, both of our end client, the homeowner, the property owner,
Yeah.
or the buyer touring the property to see what they're comfortable with. But I know as far as open houses and brokers opens, like, although yes, it can still be considered an essential business and still take place, a lot of people have some ethical as well as community concerns on doing that. So a lot of people are trying this virtual route, but some people are still asking for the traditional things. And so I know with an inspection, are they able to do things virtually? I kind of don't think they could, but then what's the procedures that they're using right now? Like, are they having everyone out of the house? Do they glove up, suit up, those types of things?
Yeah, let's get them. I'll get them on. And anybody out there, if you're an inspector listening and you want to jump on and
Do I know a really
discuss
good
that,
one? over
yeah,
here
let
in
me
one of
know.
our
And if you
communities.
ladies, if you're talking to anybody that wants to come on and talk with me, I've got a Calendly link that I've created now. It's got
You're
four
getting it,
opportunities.
dude.
It's got 4 opportunities each day right now. We can always expand on that, but right now my goal is to get 4 in a day. And I'm just enjoying it, man. It's keeping me, my extrovertness is helping it. And I'm just having a good time. So I appreciate, obviously, Champion's near and dear to my heart. So I'm glad that I get you guys on, and I'm so happy you guys are doing well and adapting, and that's awesome. So if anybody
And
out
you
there,
too, Dan, with your, DMZ and stuff, we're proud of you. So
he
we're proud to be.
yeah, look, and just if you're looking to sell a house on the investment side,
There we go.
yeah, we're here for you. And that's about it. I look forward to talking to Jess and Sarah tomorrow. I was
Looking forward.
I'm crazy appreciative that they're coming on. I know how busy they are, so to get even a few minutes with them will be awesome. So
Do you have your fluffy coffee? Where is it?
I don't have it with me right now.
I'm drinking
but,
black.
Uh,
What do you got, Trey?
I
What do you
threw
got?
a little TikTok up of me making a
Ooh.
fluffy coffee, and it's got like 60 likes already. I was like, damn.
Damn,
I
you
want
gotta
to do
share
like
that TikTok link so we can follow.
Hey, so you know what I want to
I'm on
do?
TikTok.
We need to do something like we need to give away like $100 Amazon gift card or $100 Publix gift card. I'd like if anybody gets this point and hears on the video, if you see a funny meme or a funny video or a funny take that has to do with this whole quarantine, stay at home, COVID, post it on my page, post it on this link, post it on this comment. We're going to pick one out. We'll pick about 5 of them throughout the whole week, and we'll vote on them at the end of the week on Friday. And if yours wins, I know right now things are tough. I'll send you a $100 Amazon gift card. And
All right, I feel like we need to set some guidelines.
toilet paper or something.
You're like, hold on.
Yes.
What
Close on, please.
Okay.
Close on, please.
Super inappropriate memes. Go for it. No rules.
Yes,
I'm
but
just
I don't
kidding.
care. Whatever. It's fun. Let's make it fun. We need people laughing today, so
Yes.
I'm
we'll
into
share it. Post it. Let's have
I
a
already
good time.
see. I already see GMP blowing up our comments, so he's gonna come in with some good memes, probably.
I love it. All right, ladies, man, you guys.
Why I said guidelines.
You guys kick
Yeah,
ass. Yeah, you guys
Oh,
kick
there it
ass this
goes.
week, and whatever I can do, if you want to jump back on, let me know. I know.
I always want to
Well,
jump back on here.
I
Man.
know the Wolf Pack wants to jump on. I'm sure they want to go. But I've got some good stuff coming today. I've got a guy that
Yeah, tell us about this.
Yeah.
I got a guy that beat COVID, so that's awesome. We're going to talk to him.
Yeah.
I've got
Oh gosh, damn.
a big time NCAA state national champion, an All-American, a USA wrestler will be in the Florida Wrestling Room with him at 2. And I've got Doug Ryan coming on at 4. He's going to talk about this PPP plan, the personal paycheck protection for small businesses.
Right on.
I know people have been wanting to know about that. And so I have him coming on at 4 today, and that'll be some good information. So you guys kick ass. Have a great week. And, I love you guys.
Let's do this again soon.
Absolutely.
Wait,
Peace.
What are you doing? This is it, right?